Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory, and in this episode we are going to be working towards trying to get our fuel generators up and running so that we can have a productive oil production plant here with our refineries and get that heavy oil residue all out of our refineries and processed. So sit back, relax, and let's jump into it. Alright, so let's have a look at what we've got to focus on to be able to get to those milestones that we're trying to unlock. So alternative fluid transport we need to be able to do. That's going to get us a packager, empty containers, packaged fuel containers. This is what we need to be focusing on. And also in Tier 6, I believe it's the expanded power infrastructure. That's going to get us the fuel generators that we're looking for. So that means we got to get computers up and running. We got to get heavy modular frames up and running. And I don't know if we need to do gas mask right away. If we come across some, I think it's some of the mycelium that we still need to be able to get the fabric up and running. But that's going to be a little bit for that. So, but here's our focus: is the alternative fluid transport, and then the expanded power infrastructure that we got to get to. So first things first, we need to get manufacturing line done for our heavy modular frames. So let's get that built. So the first part before we could actually start manufacturing heavy modular frames, because we need to put down an actual manufacturer piece of equipment, is we need 10 of these heavy modular frames to be able to pull that off. Well, the only way to do that is we do have to manually craft those 10. So I've already done 5 here, and we are going to come up with the other 5 for here. So we're going to have the 10 that we need. Now we can actually put down a manufacturer and get a production line set up to automate the manufacturing of these heavy modular frames. After quite a process, I have my first assembler down, our first manufacturer down, making our heavy modular frames. But it was quite a process to do that, and I'm going to show you why. So basically, I was not making near enough steel beams and steel pipe, even with the 2 overclocked lines or the overclock line of iron and coal that I had. So if we go all the way up to our steel floor, this is where our steel production started, where it brought in some lines, and we were making our iron beams, our steel beams and our steel pipes up here. But this wasn't near enough to be able to get what we needed, because I needed like 30 items per minute of the pipes and 10 items per minute of the encased industrial beams, which was I needed to get 2 manufacturers up and running, because this here makes 12, having 2 of them running, so it gives us a little bit of overflow. So I had to add a whole another floor up here of additional steel production. So we're smelting another 270 items per minute of iron and coal to be able to make 270 items per minute of steel ingots, of which we then have it set up the same way as we did down below, where 90 ends up going over to make the pipe, which gives us an additional 60 per minute of steel pipe. And then over on this side, we had 180 getting fed over into here. That is making another 45 items per minute of our steel beams. So in total now we're making 90 items per minute of steel beams and 120 items per minute of the steel pipe. And then if we look down the next level here, as we whip around here, okay, so where's all the steel beams getting used? Of the 90 that we are making, we have 30 coming over to make our versatile framework. So that now drops us down to 60 available. And then over here, we're using 48. So that leaves us only another 12 extra beams for stockpile for making our Mark III conveyors. So we've got our industrial case stockpile there for our industrial case beams, and then our stockpile here for our steel beams for making Mark III conveyors everywhere. So that was quite a process to get that all built. And then if we look at the pipes, so what are we're making, what, 120 items per minute now in pipe. If we look here, we got 20 times 2 is 60, times 2 floors is 120. Well, over here, making our rotors, we're using 45 alone just in making our rotors. So that knocked our steel pipe manufacturing down quite a bit. And I think that's actually all that we're using on this floor. So I am overproducing a little bit now on the steel pipe, but I'm sure there's going to be more needs for it. So 45 less 120, we're sitting at, what is that? So 80, 75 items per minute remaining, while 30 items per minute are going into the manufacturing of our heavy or the heavy modular frames. If we find our way back down here quickly, I have my blade runners now, so I can afford to jump off the sides a little bit easier. So yeah, we're using 30 items per minute here, so it leaves us about 45 items per minute extra of the steel pipe, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I need to make more of the heavy modular frame. So if we've got extra steel pipe, it's not the end of the world. But what a process just to be able to get that. Now, how many of the heavy modular frames did we need to turn in our next module? Let's go have a look at that here in the hub. I need 25 of them, so as soon as we got 25 made, I'll grab some motors. I'm going to grab up these materials, and then we'll come back, and then we can get this unlocked for us, which gets us our packaging. And then the other one that we got to start focusing on is expanded power. I wonder, we should probably go straight to extended power first, but we need to be able to make just regular computers. Well, that takes... Does it mouse over and let me know? So I need to make circuit boards, which we're not making yet. Can we see what it takes to make a circuit board? Circuit boards is, well, plastic. Okay, we're good. We've got everything we need to be able to make this. So we could start manufacturing the computers. And what else did those need? I'm thinking, you know what? I think we'll go for this one. I think this is going to be more important for us. Because A, we can overclock our Mark II miners to get us up to that 480 items per minute. And then we get the fuel generator. And it's just the modular frames. Rubber we've already got. We've got plenty of the industrial encased beams up in storage. I think the next manufacturing line we're going to focus on is the computer so that we can get this component completed. I think it's our next important one. Because we need these fuel generators. Because if you look back over here at our plastic / oil refinery / rubber refinery, it's currently not running because we have excess waste with the heavy oil residue. We need to be processing that heavy oil residue. And then, of course, generating more power. Because with everything that we've just added... Look at my power now. 2.4 gigawatts is what we're making. Our max possible consumption is almost up to 2.3 gigawatts. So we don't have a lot of room to play there. So adding in some fuel generators is going to improve our power efficiency all the way around. So, all right, next line is computers. Let's get that going. All right, we have computers up and running. Let's have a look at what we've done here. So first things first is we needed to make these circuit boards. So I do have the plastic line coming in from down at our oil refinery down there. It's coming up this way and feed along this Mark III conveyor. And then we are load balance splitting into 4 different assemblers here that are making our circuit board. So we're combining it with copper sheeting and plastic to be able to make our circuit boards, and they are flying out through this production here. Then we have all of the circuit boards coming along and merging together. We have some of them being split off and just thrown into the storage container in case we need to grab some. And then once that's full, all of it will end up redirecting down and into our assembler that we have here, sorry, our manufacturer here, that is taking the circuit boards and making our computer systems. Now this is going to be a little bit backlogged here right now until we can get all of these. Like I just fired up this line, so it's just taking some time for it to all stockpile. And then once this is full, then it will be full bore in here. Because what did we need for circuit boards? We needed a total of 25 per minute. And we are making a total of 7.5 times 4 is 30 per minute. So we're making an extra 5 per minute. You know, it's just going to take some time for this to end up filling up. So this will be a little bit backlogged until that happens. Plastic, though, we are good. Everything is all stockpiled up. We got lots of plastic here. We got lots of screws coming over from our manufacturing line. I don't think we have too much left over now. I think there's only about 20 screws per minute left over out of all of the screws that we're making on the screw floor. And then, of course, we've got plenty of cable coming in. So we are totally good that way. Now, all this is so that we can get enough supercomputers and stuff so that we can unlock that one item in the phase 6. We whip down here. I believe it's in tier 6. It's expanded power infrastructure. This is what we're working towards. We need 100 computers. We need 50 of the heavy modular frames. And then rubber, we're good that way. If there's some down in storage. Now, downside is, right now, the way the plastic line is every once in a while, I have to run down here and I have to purge these 2 refineries here. Because right now, I am making fuel. I am taking the heavy oil residue out of here. It's going into here to make fuel. Now, I could maybe potentially look at making some plastic from... Or, no, wait. It's production. Let's go back to recipes. We could maybe go this way, but it would still end up making fuel. But then we'd end up with a polymer resin. We're still going to back up with fuel. So I just have this set to only make fuel right now. It's going to make 40 items per minute of fuel, or 40 cubic meters. For now, we're just storing it in some fluid buffers here. And then every once in a while, I just come over here, go to full pipe network, and flush it to dump it until I can get those fuel generators, and then we'll place the fuel generators down here to be able to make some more power for us. So we're not quite fully self-sufficient on here, but that's the goal on this episode, is to be able to make this line run independently. So now I just have to wait until I have enough computers made so that I can turn in that advanced power, what was it? Advanced power infrastructure? Advanced power... Oh, I need to relook. Tier 6 expanded power infrastructure. That's going to get us a fuel generator, and then once we have a fuel generator, that oil refinery becomes self-sufficient, and I don't have to worry about backlog at all. So now it's just a waiting game for some parts and pieces. While we're waiting for those computers to finish manufacturing, I did spend some of my awesome tickets on some upgrades here. So basically, first things first is I did grab the double ramp here, so it just makes it a little bit easier for building ramps. They just stack really nicely together, as well as we also got some of the safety rails and stuff. So we've got rails now that'll do the angles as well. If we come down this way, I did get the inverted walls as well too. So bit by bit, I'm going to start making some of the improvements to the visual aspects of the base as we start spending some of these tickets out. Of course, I got my coffee cup too. And the nice thing about it, I don't know if you can hear it. Oh. Every once in a while, you can hear it actually ting against the helmet. Oh, come on. There we go. There, it did it. So it's just, yeah, you're banging it against the screen. I mean, it's... When you're wearing a full face shield, it's kind of hard to drink a cup of coffee, but, well, it is what it is. So every once in a while, you bang that thing against your helmet that you're wearing here. So, other than that, yeah, things are moving along. Okay, we are still just waiting for Our circuit boards, they're slowly starting to fill this up. I mean, ultimately, if I wanted to, I could just, you know, disconnect this here and just let all of them dump into this, so that we can get these computers maybe made a tiny bit faster. It's 2.5 per minute, and I need 100 of them, and I think we're sitting at like 61, 62 or something like that. 65 right now, so we're getting there. Alrighty, we should have enough computers stockpiled here now. We're going to grab the 100 of those. We're going to whip on down to our hub to be able to turn in that next milestone in Tier 6. So this one here, we're jumping ahead a little bit. We're heading over to Tier 6. This is expanded power infrastructure. We're going to select this milestone. We are loading in our heavy modular frames, 100 computers, 200 of the encased industrial beams, and 400 rubber. Launch away. We now have some new plans.
Milestone reached. The fuel generator will match power generation to the increased consumption of recently acquired technologies and buildings. Additionally, improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed. Caterium scanning unlocked.
Alrighty, so now we get the fuel generators. What does that mean for us? We need to, get some Caterium. We do not have Caterium yet, so we need to be making a whole bunch of Caterium wire. And, of course, it's going to require motors, heavy modular frames, and computers to be able to build it, all of which is being made. The only thing we need to focus on is the Caterium wire. So let us see if we can scan and find a Caterium node around here somewhere. How far away do we have to go? That way, 529 meters. So let's go on a little walkabout. Well, I have found a normal Caterium node here. The downside is it is got a great big huge boulder on it, which means we need to be able to unlock our novelist to blow this out of here, unless we can find another one that's relatively close by. And there is another one that is 83 meters this way. So let's go take a look and see where that one is. Oh, it's right here, just off the edge of this hillside here. And we got a couple of mobs here that we need to take care of. So let's kill these guys. One down. Where is he? Where is he? He's here somewhere. Come on now. We didn't kill him, did we? What? That doesn't sound like he's dead. Has he bugged out inside a mountain here? I don't even see where he's gone. He was right there. He must have like glitched out into the side of him. He's gonna like charge out of the rocks here somewhere. I can hear him. Well, I guess it's a non-issue. He must be stuck inside. There must be a glitch where he's stuck inside the mountainside here. Because he's clearly not here anywhere. I'm going to try to see if I could get him to come up like through the rocks or something. Because you know what's going to happen is I'm going to be like low on health. I'm going to be working over here. And he's going to glitch out and I'm going to die. Famous last words. No, I think he's legit just stuck in the mountainside. So, all right, that works for us. Let's build some foundations here, where we're going to have this miner set up, and then we will get a Caterium plant. I'm gonna just build my Caterium plant like right out this way, because I'll just send the quick wire back to the factory because I don't need. That's all we ever use Caterium for is for quick wires. So I'm not overly stressed about, you know, taking the ore all the way back and smelting it back at the factory. We'll just build our Caterium plant right here. So let's get that all in place, and we'll be right back once that's all built. So one thing that finding the Caterium node has forced upon us is actually going through and working on our Caterium research, because we have not been able to make quickwire yet because we haven't had enough resources. Well, now we got some ingots. I went and gathered them up, and we're going to start that research. That has now been completed. And then we get to continue on here. So the next is for like zip lines and Caterium electronics. We're going to need 100 quickwire for that. So it looks like we got to stockpile a couple 250 quickwire to be able to get some more rebar stuns. That's new with update 6. And then getting our zipline done, as well as unlocking Caterium electronics. So at least now we have the recipe for making quickwire, because we didn't have it before. So all I could do is make ingots. So now we're going to go back and continue on our Caterium production line that we've got over there and get some quickwire made and then bring it back to the factory. Alrighty, let's get back to our MAM research. Let's the Caterium. That's what we were working on here. We have 100 Caterium wire, or quick wire here, and some cable. We're going to start that research. The next one we need we have 400 wire. We need another 100 for being able to do the Caterium electronics. We're going to start that. That's going. Next is the stun rebar. This is a new rebar. Basically, it's a stunning one where it hits, sends electrical bolt, whatever you're doing, and it stuns that target, so that you can combat them a little bit easier. So probably not as effective as the shatter rebar, but we'll kind of play around with it and see. But we're going to research that one as well too. I just need 10 regular rebar. I think I just have some shatter rebar on me. But I had some regular rebar sitting in my inventory, so let's grab that. Caterium. That is now researched. So what's next on the next tier? As you can see, we have the ability to get to the AI limiters. We have the high-speed connectors and the power poles Mark II. And it looks like, well, we can do the AI limiter because we already have everything we need for that. What else do we need? We need some more quick wire to be able to do the Mark II power poles. And we need some plastic and quick wire. So I'm going to go grab some more quick wire so that we can get this researched out. Okay. Sprinting back to the MAM researcher. Caterium research. We've got the power poles Mark II. We're going to start that research. That is now complete. The high-speed connectors next. That's plastic and quick wire. That is now done. What else do we have here? Okay, we've got the smart splitter. We can't afford that yet because we need AI limiters for that. We aren't making those yet. Power switch. We can't do that because of the AI limiters. What's next over here? Supercomputers needs both the high-speed connector and the AI limiters. So I think we've kind of reached a limit here. This one here is high-speed connectors for the Mark III power poles. And this is high-speed connectors and bullet guidance system. Rifle ammo. Okay, this is new. This is new again. More stuff in upgrade 6 that we get to play around with. So, yeah, we've got a couple more things that we need to start manufacturing coming up here in the near future to be able to get those flowing for us. But I think now we might actually, if we look at our tier 5, so we need heavy modular frames for making those, motors for making those, plastic and wire, plastic, rubber, fabric. We're not doing any fabric yet. This we've got to be able to get into fabric, we need mycelium, and we haven't started doing any of the fungal stuff. So we're going to, you know, that's going to kind of put us on a little bit of a snag there for now. So we'll just hold off on getting that done. The last thing I want to do in this episode is let's get our fuel generators built to be able to run our plastic and rubber manufacturing perfectly without any backup. I've already had to go down and reset it a few times now. So let's get that built. Okay, we finally have it set up now we've got 2 refineries over there that's taking our heavy oil residue. That's being converted into fuel, and then that fuel is being fed into 6 fuel generators, of which the 2 middle ones there, I do have them underclocked to about 69%, so that this total consumption is about 66 cubic meters of fuel, which is what our 2 refineries are currently making right now. So this system now is pretty much self-sufficient and can run without any issues. The only downside is if we end up backing up on our plastic or on our rubber, it will starve out this system and we'll lose power. Which, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but, you know, right now we're currently sitting at 3.2 gigawatts of power, so we made an extra 800 megawatts of power out of this, which is ideal because we were over our maximum consumption was over what our maximum output capability was. So we've now switched that over so that we're now producing more power than we could possibly use. The downside is if this system does end up getting backed up with plastic, then it will result in the whole system shutting down and us having to do a quick reset to get it all back up and running again. How we can prevent that is we could dump in an awesome sink in there and have the plastic and the rubber going into an awesome sink. But right now, the way this is set up, because we don't have smart splitters yet, is I can't just filter it and say, okay, you're dumping into an awesome sink. I mean, we could do it. It's just what will end up happening is our circuit boards and our computer output will end up starving because a third of the plastic is going to be getting dumped into the awesome sink. So I'm going to wait until the entire system is fully backed up with plastic, and then I will dump an awesome sink down there so that the excess plastic can then dump into an awesome sink, and it shouldn't be an issue. We've got a little ways before that's going to happen because, let's be honest, we do have a storage container there for computers, and we have like maybe a stack in there right now. So we have a long ways to go of consuming our circuit boards and plastic while making computers. Yeah, we don't even have a full stack of it in here. So we have a little bit of a buffer. We're going to be consuming all of the plastic that we're making. Less of a chance that this thing is going to completely back up and cause an issue. If it does, I have a plan in place, but hopefully by then I will have the smart splitters unlocked. But for now, I think this is where we're going to call it. We have reached the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We now have a fully functional, self-sufficient plastic and rubber factory using oil and generating electricity for us. We've got a decent amount of power happening, and we're actually using a fair amount of that too. Like we're consuming anywhere between 1.8 and 1.9 gigawatts of power. So we're really cruising right along here. So reach down, hit the like button on the video. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section of this video if you could. And if you feel so inclined, reach over and hit that subscribe button. About 95% of you are not subscribed to the channel. 95% of my views come from unsubscribed users. So click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Also, ring that notification bell so you can be notified when a new video has been posted. You can also follow me on social media, and that's at TerrisDWDC, and that's on Instagram and Twitter. With that all said, you guys have yourself a good one, and we will see you in the next episode.